Hi, my name is Saoirse Exton. I'm 15 years old and I'm a climate activist. You can find me on Instagram at Saoirse_Exton, Twitter at Saoirse_Exton, and I even have my own website, saoirseexton.home.blog. I knew just as well as anyone that there was climate change going on, but I didn't realise just how dire it was until after I saw the huge strikes they had going on in Australia, and I read a bit of the science and I went, wow, this is mad. Why do people not know about this? And I saw that momentum and that enthusiasm that both Greta Thunberg and the Australian strikers had, and I thought, wouldn't that be amazing to be a part of? So that was how Fridays for Future Limerick came to be. And I striked every single Friday, and I continue to that over a year later. Our biggest strike, we had 1,000 people, which was absolutely incredible for such a small city as Limerick, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. This sparked my interest in climate justice as well. Climate justice means justice for all cultures, languages, peoples, and religions, because we have to have everyone at the table when it comes to the conversation on climate change. There's loads of research you can read about the climate crisis. I think if you were really into the science of it, the IPCC reports are probably the most useful thing to read. But if you're more interested in economics, I would definitely go for Naomi Klein. I'd also read Lorna Gould's Climate Generation, and I would just, if you do some research online, you will come across countless websites that explain things to you in clear ways. I like Naomi Klein because she looks, like I said, the economic side of things, and she explained things in a more sort of metaphorical way. It helps me to understand it anyway. Like I said, there are countless resources and also countless newspapers as well that are reliable, like The Guardian and BBC. That's where I've got a lot of my facts from. As well as that, I read 80/20 An Unequal World for their 7th edition. Inequality is pretty much the cause of climate change. If we all listen to each other, then there wouldn't be this mindset of taking things from each other mindlessly. I don't think I could lay out all of my achievements and pick the biggest one, because all of them have been equally incredible and just I've gained so much experience from them. But I'd probably pick 3. So the first one I'm going to talk about is September 20th. It's incredible to stand in front of 1,000 people and know that you helped to organise this, and that all of these people here are rallied because of something that you helped to start in your city and in the entire world. It's incredible to know that you contributed to that change. And maybe it even gives a little bit of hope, that change will come. The second time is probably when I met Naomi Klein. It was incredible to meet someone who was fighting so passionately against the climate crisis. Someone who actually really knew what they were talking about and weren't like us climate activists who'd say, listen to the scientists. I stood up on the stage with Naomi Klein and some of my fellow activists, and it was that unity was there again, that incredible, you just feel like there is hope, like I said before. You know that change will come out of this. The last thing was, I was one of the few lucky delegates from Ireland who got to go to the summer meeting in Lausanne, Europe. And that was the first ever Fridays for Future Europe meeting. I got to meet several incredible people there, and I had some of the best experiences of my life, and I made lifelong friends. As well as that, like I said, unity again. That it was incredible standing there with hundreds of people surrounding you, thousands of people surrounding you, and you feel so at home almost, even though you're amongst people you don't even know, because you're all like-minded and there's that unity, and you're like, wow, if there's so many of us, we can change. I know we will change. And yeah, it gives you a sense of hope, fortifying hope. As climate activists, the most important thing is the science. The whole point of our movement is to say, listen to the scientists, because if you don't, the effects could be disastrous. And so when COVID-19 became a crisis, we as climate activists decided that we wouldn't go back on the streets. So instead, we created the campaign Climate Strike Online, or Digital Strike as it's called. And basically, it's quite simple. All you do is you take a picture of yourself, you tag your local Fridays for Future group, and you use the hashtags Climate Strike Online and Digital Strike. And actually here in Ireland we have our own one, and that's hashtag #StalkDigital. So it's Osculga. And although it hasn't had such a big a momentum as physical striking, I think it keeps up the message, and we keep on saying we're still here, we're still fighting, we're still standing. Even though this crisis is happening, we recognize that it is just that, a crisis. So now you need to recognize that the climate crisis is a crisis. And becoming a climate activist. It is one of the best things that happened in my life. I have gained lots of knowledge, experience, all that. And if you really, really want to get involved, just do. That's what I did, you know. I decided to go out and I helped to start a movement in my local area. And if you don't know if there's a local group in your area, and if there isn't, just go ahead and start one. You know, it's that simple. Get a couple of people together, get some posters, go out in the streets. Wherever you are, it doesn't matter where you are, if you're in a very rural town or if you're right in the middle of your county. It doesn't matter, you know. It's a fight across all sides for all people. So get involved and get out in the streets. I have helped to inspire you to take action. And I hope that I've shown you that no matter what your age, you can take action and your voice matters. In these times, it's hard to remember that young people do have a voice, that we do have opinions, and that we are listened to if we try hard enough. And so, if you want to be a part of that, you can. You really can. So, thank you so much for listening to me.